Hey everyone, it's Karnak with Star Wars Armada Explained here at the Lilac City Open. It's day 2. We are at Uncle Games. Appreciate Uncle Games for hosting this tournament that was started last year. It's been a fantastic time here. We're going to be observing the top flight today. Today we've got Justin C. and we've got Patrick facing off against each other. Justin C. is bringing a Rebel list. And Patrick is also bringing a Rebel list. Once I get those lists, I will look them over and we'll talk them out and we'll see what we got going on. We're still kind of getting set up, and otherwise, we'll get this thing rolling. Got that live stream, so let me just grab the link and then I can send it out.
Is it, you got the link?
I'm getting it right now.
I mean, is it live right now?
It's live right now.
So I just need to get to the
one. And it has absolutely been the best setting points that I played into this one. No one Z95.
I almost brought honestly.
Must be just showing up.
Yeah.
Must be.
How many did you have that time? Like 12 or 14?
Oh yeah, you told me we were talking about it.
But it's not as effective as
Building them up.
Do you want me to post it in the day 2 event?
Sure.
35 points. 3 and.
Do you want these?
Yeah. For a little while. Yes.
Yeah, you have that. 17 point bid. No, you have a couple white keys in there, so.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm at 400. So
Yeah.
You get choice.
It will take.
Okay.
Still, yeah, I had 7 points. Actually, it was in my racks, but I had.
Go ahead, take target beacons.
So, yeah, went up against the squad list fleet, they won, and
Say
they went.
Oh, I know. It's not really me.
I
got a reroll.
I got 7.7.
I can't.
Yeah,
They're a little bit swingy.
Yeah, they're really swingy.
I play Curtis. Swing minefield.
This fleet?
It was his. Similar.
Yeah, right. It just tears. Well, yeah.
That's worth it.
It tears Corvettes up pretty good.
Yep.
Whoever's the event host needs to approve my post.
What?
Whoever's the Facebook host needs
Hey
to
Bobby,
approve
could you
my post.
approve his post? Apparently,
Oh,
he's trying to put the link for the stream up.
yeah. Oh, the talk start yet? No.
Oh god,
Um,
what is that?
oh, there, it seems to be working.
Oh.
Okay. Why is it? You don't like it?
Okay. All right, 2.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I don't know how.
My what?
That's what you're asking.
Oh, you want 5?
Where did you?
Well, no.
The day 2, it's on the event page. I posted it there.
How many?
We need to end a lot. This is all your guys. It's supposed to be like.
And also, I have it set so that anybody should be able to post on the event.
Huh, weird.
Yeah, well. Yeah, and one's left.
Yeah, it's saying that it's saying the admin needs to approve the post online.
I hate Facebook. It's just gotten more stupid as they got going. Fuck you, Mark's like, I know. I only go on it to do things like this, but it's like I feel like whatever Facebook's been doing has been jacking up everything because they should have just left shit
Maybe
alone.
it's Uncle's game.
Because it was a great tool before, but now it's gotten so stupid.
Uncle's game's not your account.
Well, yeah, but I have.
Too many features
So I
and benefits,
posted
and then it ends up being like just convoluted.
I don't know. Yeah, it just says my post is pending approval. IDK, my BFF Joe. Well, I think I can just. I'll just PM it. Justin.
Hold on.
Justin, I'm gonna PM it to you.
Okay. I'll do my best to.
We get 2 in every squadron.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right, boy, sir. Yep.
I mean, you got a game you need to play, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not showing up on here. Ask Sam and Katie. They might be able to do it.
Yes. And that's what I've been noticing is in squadron fights, even though my our squadron is
After placing obstacles, the players alternate placing forward but play work. So. 4 object tokens. Here you go.
And any special rules on.
This is a setup area starting with the second player. Just in the setup area.
And the distance is what?
No distance.
Well, but when you're within.
Oh, distance 1 2.
Can I have your guys' fleet lists if you don't mind? If you have them available. If not, then don't worry about it. I've got a microphone. All right, guys, this is Karnik. I'm going to be doing some live commentary today. We had an uneven number of players, and I opted to drop out just so we'd have a nice even number for everyone. And also because I actually wanted to do some commentating, watch some top-level play, see how things are going to play out. We're going to be watching Justin on the left, Patrick on the right. They're both Rebel players. They're both very good players. Justin has been at Worlds, has placed well. Patrick is also extremely good player, has placed well here locally. I believe the objective that we're going to be playing here, the objective we're going to be playing is on the floor as I drop the microphone. We're going to be playing targeting beacons, which targeting beacons, as you guys know, if you've seen my explanation video, is that essentially the 2 players, after placing objectives, they each can place 2 tokens down. And it only benefits the second player is if a ship comes in distance 1 to 2 of the second player's tokens, the second player can re-roll 1 to 2 attack die from a ship. Now, what makes this objective not so great for a second player is that obviously 2 of these tokens can be placed anywhere on the board. And if you look at the camera, if you look at the far right, you'll see 2 of those tokens are just placed way off to the side, while Justin tokens are placed where he can be able to move in with his VC axis. Let's go take a look at the lists.
Yeah, I only use 1 at a time. It's a 1 game effect. It's like it's like reroll.
So Justin is running an assault frigate with a GR75 and 2 CR90s. He also has Harris and Dula, 2 VCXs, and he's got some X-Wings and Janors and looks like Rogue Squadron. And for his list pretty much is just, I think his Admiral is, let me see. Justin, what's your Admiral?
What's that?
What's your Admiral?
Ackbar.
He's got Ackbar with the potato and the 2 CR90s. So having the ability to re-roll at range is definitely going to be beneficial for him if he can get those VCXs where he needs them to be able to move those around. Now, Patrick doesn't have any squad, so he can't stop those tokens going for where they're going to go with those VCXs. He's running a Rieekan. Everything is a CR90 B variant, which the B's only throw the blue die, period. And he's got, you have engine techs on all of your ships. He's got engine techs and reinforced blast doors on everything. So the objective of these little guys is pretty much, I've got Rieekan, I'm going to ram you to death. I'm going to shoot first, ram, and then if they survive, they use their blast doors, recover their health, and then do it all again. So it's going to be quite a slugfest here. It's going to be a lot of CR90s running around the board, dodging each other, and yeah, both players are in deployment right now. I'll make sure I'm adjusting the camera throughout. At this point, it's just deployment and setup, and you'll see there that the objectives are really scattered to one side of the board or the other. The reason for this is again for Justin is he wants clear line of sight. He doesn't want to lose any die when he's trying to attack his opponent. And so that's why the middle is open like that. He has clear lanes of being able to travel. And also he kind of has made like a little bit of a pocket for himself to where he can, if the CRBs want to try to come into him, they're probably going to have to avoid objectives. It really breaks up his attack line there. So we'll see how deployment goes.
But I didn't bring my extra tubes. I still back home. Sorry. Okay.
Do I want to give you first? First.
And if you guys want to talk or have any questions, if I'm talking loud enough, I should be. I'm whispering to myself. So I'm going to try to make sure I'm speaking nice and softly to where you guys can hear me and I'm not disrupting the player's game or giving away any strategies or anything. So we will see how things go. I mean, for the most part, these guys know what they're doing. If I'm talking too loud, by the way, you guys just let me know. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I was just saying I can't do what you're doing. Too loud.
Justin was saying about how he couldn't do this because he'd be talking way too loud. And I'll have to agree. Justin is a loud guy, but he's a fantastic person. He was actually my partners in the team tournament at Worlds, and we managed to win. It was so funny because with team tournaments, of course, you always have the internal conflict between what should we activate next, who's doing what, and then of course there's like, no, we should do this, no, we should do that, and of course it was just fun. I had a lot of fun in the team tournament with Justin. So we see here, his deployed backline with his GR75 Justin has, and he's just throwing down a Squadrons. He's delaying his deployment. He's trying to see where Patrick is going to end up throwing everything, so that way he can try to do a plan of attack. Now, from what I understand from looking at this is, like with most things with MSU, is you want to see where the weak flank is, deploy all to one side, and then you just want to try to swoop in and hit one angle of that MSU, pick off a ship or two, and then disengage and go for whatever points you can get without losing any, which for Justin, he's out activated, so he's going to have to be very careful not to get trapped or stuck, or otherwise these CRBs, and the CRBs do have first player, so yeah, Justin's got a hard game in front of him, but it's definitely able to pull it out with smart flying and proper maneuvering. And for those of you watching on the stream, if you want to just go ahead and shout out your names, let me know you're watching. You can hear me okay. If I'm talking loud enough, I do appreciate it because it just makes sure that I'm getting appropriate feedback.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't say all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, my squad was
Just play everything.
You strike it and do it, especially with you got bombers. The other one.
I was gonna say, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got concentrate fire, so speed rate.
All right, we're in about the middle of deployment right now. Yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday morning, a little overcast here in Spokane, but we've got awesome players here. So we have the players broken up into 3 pods. There's pod 1 and 2 down here. We're watching the table 2 of pod 1. Pod 3 is in a different part of the building up some stairs, and we probably won't be trying to move our setup to go up there at all. We probably will just stay down here with the pod 1, pod 2, and I'm mainly just going to be watching the whatever is going to be an interesting matchup for me to commentate on, and I chose this one just because, you know, this is not a common matchup you see, and it's just really, you know, for me, it just seems like it's really unique and just kind of fun to see how a situation like this will go.
So I don't know why. Well, they said in summer hours it's 3:00 to midnight. So maybe they just figured the bunch was. And really, I did not like their.
Yeah, I didn't like it a lot. I haven't liked it.
Well, I liked the hamburger of the day. The meatballs that I got there was okay, meatballs and other things, but not enough for me to. Shut up, Jen.
So again, we're playing targeting beacons. Justin is second player on the left. Patrick is first player on the right. And again, Patrick is flying a whole bunch of CR90 Bs with Rieekan. And Justin on the left is flying Ackbar. He's got a salt potato, and he's got 2 CR90 As, GR75, and a mess of Squadrons down there. And again, targeting beacons. He's got VCXs. He can move those beacons around. And it's going to grant him those rerolls he's going to need to try to take out these CRBs. Dave, are you drumming out over there?
Yes. And I'm not a drummer either.
I noticed.
I can't move my hands and my feet at the same time.
And again, I want to give a huge shout out to Uncle's Games for helping to host, and Dave for being able to put this together, all the event organizers. But yeah, we're here at Uncle's Games in downtown Spokane, and it's a beautiful store, very well organized. I love the displays. The staff is super helpful, very friendly. And they've been, when I asked them I wanted to set up and commentate and do all this, they really hopped on their feet and helped me find a space to be able to set up and get this taken care of. And again, just shout out Uncle's Games here in Spokane. And if you're watching, again, feel free to commentate or post. I'm actively reading the chat. I'll be able to respond to any questions. If you have any questions for me or about the tournament, or just even Armada questions, anything that just help me talk, and because I love talking. Who doesn't love talking? Yeah, we're getting close to the end of deployment. And from what I'm going to see, it looks like that we're going to definitely spend a turn or two jockeying for position. So that is going to be, a little bit of a slow start. But when the action happens, folks, it's going to happen quick. It's going to be violent, and ships are going to explode.
Oh, yeah.
Again, for anyone watching, is this an appropriate level of volume? I'm trying to speak low enough to where I'm not disturbing the players or giving away any strategies. But I want to make sure you guys are able to hear me okay. If you can just give me a quick pop on the live stream, say something real quick and say, yeah, you're coming in okay. I'm speaking at this tone of a voice. Again, just to make sure my voice is not carrying. Oh, it's fine. Thank you very much, Steven. Steve is watching. Oh my God. Steve is watching me. There's the players. There's the handshake. So we're going to get this thing going. Here we are. They're setting their command dials. Everything's set up. I'm excited, guys. This is, it may not look like it, but it is high level play. Both these players are very good. Again, Justin here on the left has been to Worlds several times, has placed well. This past year, he just had an unfortunate matchup that just knocked him just right out. He placed 41st from the top 40. He missed out by a couple of MOV from the top 40 cut.
Yeah, I think it would be fine with my one.
Okay. Justin there, just taking his time, setting his commands, anticipating, because remember, the assault frigate is a command 3 ship, so he's got to anticipate 3 turns in advance what that ship is going to be doing. It does have Bail Organa, and Bail Organa, it looks like he has set for turn 3. Now, he is second player, meaning that assault potato on turn 3 is going to activate first.
It's easy to get their rules questions wrong.
And I definitely think that is a good choice for activation on turn 3, because if he wants to just charge in early, he's going to be able to position to where he can optimize where his frigate is going and then have it escape. I think turn 4 would have been a little too late, because those CRBs with engine techs would definitely be in range.
So I just got, and then he sent me like 6 messages, and I deleted everything I put on that post, and I logged out of Facebook and haven't been back on.
And there goes the first Corvette's moving out. Now, if you're looking on the stream, Justin's flagship is the CR90 on the edge of the table, pointed away from the camera on the right-hand side. The rest of those CR90 Bs that are facing outwards are his reinforced blast doors and engine techs, and all of them, no other upgrades. Now you see Patrick here on the right. He is trundling his CRBs forward. He's not rushing to commit to where they're going to get shot by squadrons. He's placing them to where they can't get hit by the CR90As at long range. He's kind of moving his ships, trying to see where things are going to be going. Now, the 2 Corvettes on the right, if I had to make my guess, he's going to send those off on that CR90A that's off to on the right hand side of the board, and he's going to try to get after that one and ram it with those 2, while the other 3 commit to the left hand side. Now the question ultimately is time. If Justin can stiff arm Patrick and keep his ships away from him, he will be able to draw the game out and be able to put enough damage on those Corvettes and take them out. But if Justin makes any mistake in his ship movements, slows down for any reason, if he rams, he's going to start losing stuff, and those CRBs are going to catch up to him. Now again, there's essentially speed 5 with the engine techs, and again, he's got Rieekan, so It's gonna, he's gonna kill one, and it'll be really hard for, I think, Justin to take out more than one at a time, and unless rolls notwithstanding. So we'll see how this is gonna play out. And again, are you guys hearing me talk at all? Are you hearing me at all?
You're good.
Okay.
You're a soft father.
I'm talking to the players who are actually playing. I'm trying not to give any tactics away.
Doing cook one of them big old fat steaks, dude. No, we got a pizza last
we got a meat lovers pizza for 2. Yeah, I do want to shout out to Patrick. He hosted me last night. Got pizza, had some beer. We chatted long into the night. It was so romantic. The dogs were farting and stinking everything up, and
The dogs are farting.
So the GR75 has tool and far on it and jamming field. Definitely an interesting choice of the jamming field against squadron matchups. That does definitely help keep his squadrons alive, though.
Last one. This guy's gonna bank that token.
All right, and the CR90A that is facing away from the rest of Justin's fleet has just TRCs on it. And the one that is facing towards the assault frigate is TRCs and Janus Light. All right, we're getting to the tail end of the first round. And there's Patrick there gauging distances of the CR90Bs, gauging as to where things are going to be going. Now, remember, for something like this, it all is about timing. Again, because Justin is wanting to play the stiff arm game. Justin's the player on the left. He needs to delay the action. He needs to get shots in at long range. Because Patrick is flying just B variants of the CR90s. And so Patrick really has to gauge timing and when he's going to move forward on his speed to engage. Any misstep by Patrick will see his CR90s crumple to concentrated fire. and not getting the results that he's wanting. So you'll see there he was using his measuring stick, and a lot of players will use that because remember the range ruler is roughly the same length as the movement tool, and so you can really use that to kind of gauge where your ships are going to end up. Now we've entered the squadron, the Justin phase, as he just called it. Because he's the only one with squadrons at the board. Again, those VCXs are going to head out there. He's going to want to try to get those tokens, move those to where he's going to be able to get those re-rolls, because we're playing targeting beacons. It will allow him to re-roll up to 2 die on his attacks, which that is definitely a very good number of re-rolls for the amount of red die that he's bringing.
All right. Oh, hair will make. It doesn't matter.
Just so you know, Justin, the Wi-Fi just went out.
Yeah. I'm recording, so
Ah.
I'm already promising you this. So not like I have cellular on my laptop.
Yeah, my phone is live streaming, so like it's just my laptop that is like meh.
Well, I would suggest just using your cellular or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. My cell is straight streaming. It's not connected to Wi-Fi. Well, my internet went out on my laptop, which is not a big deal because my phone is actually live streaming off my cell. So that's fine. We're not going to ever lose connection unless the cell tower goes down. You can see there Justin's creating a nice little buffer cloud for, if those Corvettes are wanting to fly into there.
Oh, shoot. Let me take that one back. I meant to go this way. My fault.
Justin being a big dirty cheater.
I know.
God, we don't fly casual at these things at all.
I just got too much in the system. I wanted to. No. Anyway. Next round.
Ah, and the wifey is back. And again, for those of you watching, if you have questions, want to interact, I can actively chat with you guys, let you know what's all going on. It won't disrupt me at all. Any extra sensitive information I'll be sure to type out, but for the most part, I'm usually speaking quiet enough and I can stand far enough away. I got like a 15-foot cord. If I need to go like around a corner to talk about something, I definitely can.
Okay. You right now.
I'll be right back.
So I'm ready to go.
Rieekan. Nav, I'm going to use it.
I'll go number 2. I have a nav. And I'm gonna Ackbar, fire at this guy. And I get 2 rerolls. 2 rerolls.
So first shot of the game, we got a double, and we've got 2 single hits.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna TRC it. I believe that. So we'll make 5 damage to the front.
There goes a TRC for 2 doubles and a single.
Take 3.
So evade the cancel 1, 3 damage, still popping onto that CRB. So definitely a good start for Justin.
He's always
Are you laser? Oh, it's my backpack.
I'll get mine. It's in here.
Yeah, there it is. I got it.
There we go. We zoomed in on the action a little bit more.
Thing is, devils.
So Justin definitely has that targeting beacon in a really good spot, because remember the distance that goes out is 1 to 2. And it'll be very easy for that VCX to keep it where it needs to be to grant Justin his rerolls on those red Corvettes. They are CR90 Bs. Patrick, you got your laser on still?
Dead? Oh, no. Oh, crap. What was he about? Right there? Okay. Okay, this is the one.
No, I'm saying Mike.
Oh.
Yes, what madness indeed. So all the red ones are CR90Bs with Rieekan. They have engine techs and reinforced blast doors. As you can imagine, their sole purpose is to ride and die for the glory of the Rebel Alliance. And that's Patrick's fleet on the right. On the left is Justin with Ackbar. And he's got his assault frigate there, Galleon Haven, Bale Organa, set to turn 3. And he's got a GR75, he's got Janus Light there next to Galleon Haven, and he's got a regular old CR90 that's flying off in the other direction, and that is, his whole purpose is to just stay alive and to avoid Justin getting tabled. Now, Justin does have all these squadrons, and he's definitely created a bubble that is going to be hard to penetrate, but it's just X-Wings, VCXs, Harrison Dula, Janors, so I mean, those squadrons are going to be pivotal for if he can eliminate activations from Patrick. But if he can't secure the kills that he needs at the end of the round in the squadron phase, that's going to really give Patrick the edge to be able to keep them alive and barrel them in and self-immolation and take out those ships. The objective is targeting beacons, which that's Justin's objective on the left. So it is really good for him because that targeting beacon reaches out to distance 1 to 2. It's going to give him re-rolls for his red die on his ship, so he definitely can take a little bit of risks when he's trying to get some good damage in, or if he gets blanks. So 1 squadron there, dealing 1 damage at the front of that CR90 B. It has not taken any hull damage yet, but it's definitely getting low on shields.
Alright. And then I gotta move. Some options. Inside turn. Whoops.
Justin now maneuvering his GR75 to avoid that debris field, which absolutely should be able to accomplish with that inside turn there. Absolutely, totally misses it. He's fine. Does run over a squadron, but that's definitely not a problem at all. I think that squadron is Rogue Squadron, which it is, so that's not a problem at all for him. Alright, we'll see where this Corvette is going to head off to. If I had to anticipate, he's going to try to take a wide swing. Now remember, they do have engine tech, so they're effective speed 5. They can absolutely take a wide swing and then still continue the chase after that assault frigate, which can only go speed 3. Now this is turn 2. The assault frigate does have bail, and it's set for turn 3. So again, Justin's whole goal is he needs to stiff arm Patrick. If he can accomplish the stiff arm, if he can delay the game, he is going to be able to sink those CR90Bs. But if he can't keep away from them, if he can't put out the damage that he needs, he's not going to take them out in time before they will catch up and start wiping out his ships. But it essentially is a game. If Justin can avoid getting tabled, he can pull out a win on top of Patrick, is my firm opinion. Because 100, all the squadrons are worth a lot of points. The CRBs can't take out those squadrons very effectively. So targeting beacon coming into play again.
I will
2 crits and a hit showing.
TRC that to 4.
He's doing a TRC to a double, and he's shooting at the one he's been shooting at already. So, evade, cancel the double, spending the redirect. The redirect is now gone. He's going to move both damage. He's got 2 shields on his left, and that's going to zero his shields out. So that CR90B has no more shields, except for 1 on the rear. It has taken 1 hull damage, so it's got 3 hull left. So, for the most part, all the ships have gone. So it's a question is, can that CR90B hang on 1 more round? If it can survive 1 more round, that's very good for Patrick. Because then, of course, Justin's going to have to kill it to utilize Rieekan's effect, but it's also he's wasting time on that ship. So we'll have to see how this continues to play out. It all comes down to the squadrons. Justin there really taking his time figuring out just the right movement. Because remember, Bale is on the assault frigate. It has to go first, top of round 3. So he really doesn't want to get in that frigate's way. Looks like Justin checking out the inside turn. And looks like he is committing to that inside turn there with that CR90A Janus light. I definitely think that that's a good call. That sets it up to where, you know, if it needs to speed off, if those CR90Bs come in, you can. I don't think it's going to be under any pressure of exposing itself. And that assault frigate is definitely in an optimal position to fire. So is Janus Light with Ackbar. So at this point, all the movement is left to Patrick on the right here, flying Rieekan CR90B. And again, they all have engine techs and blast doors. Now, if that CR90B that's in the lead has no shields left, it's taking hole-in-the-hole damage. If it can survive the squadron barrage that's going to be coming at it, it can activate blast doors, heal back up, and commit itself into fiery immolation onto a target, and it makes Justin waste more time on it. So we'll have to see what the die roll comes out to be. The door's open. Yay!
We're gonna take a little extra time because I'm gonna have to take a break here in a couple minutes to go change the security settings on the head. Once Andy gets over this.
Thank you, token. And hopefully I haven't shown anything, so, well, actually.
Oh, my mistake. I thought the assault frigate had gone. I'm mistaken. The assault frigate still needs to go. So he's checking arcs. So I think between the shots, he's going to be able to take out that CR90B. My mistake. I thought he had moved the assault frigate already. I was just not paying attention. What a terrible commentator I am. So he's chosen Ackbar of the assault frigate. He's shooting at the front of the CR90B. So 6 reds from the side of the assault frigate to the side of the Corvette. And we've got 4 damage out, 2 blanks, but he's got targeting beacons. There we go.
5 damage.
5 damage. So he's going to cancel 1. And that should be enough damage to kill that CR90. That CR90B is dead. So Justin there, good die rolls early on, good die rolls consistently. Again, targeting beacons has drastically helped him to be able to take that Corvette out. If he didn't have it, he would have missed out on 3 damage, and he was able to turn blanks into 3 damage. So targeting beacons in this situation, very useful for him. And again, the reason why he's able to use targeting beacons so effectively is he's got VCXs on the field. It's typically an objective that is really not very good. But if you can leverage that objective with the VCXs, especially against squadronless fleets, you know, you're getting the rerolls at long range, which are super beneficial. Because red dice are notoriously fickle. So Patrick now has to try to judge the appropriate distance for his Corvettes for when they move. They need to get in just the right spot out of those vicious side arcs. And again, for the CRBs, he doesn't have the long range fire back that Justin has. But they do have engine techs. They got speed 5. They can catch his ships to ram them. But he's got to catch them first. So it really comes down to these. This is pivotal movement here right now for his CR90Bs. He's got to put them in the right spot to where he then can catch Justin next turn. And he can't lose another CR90B next turn. If he does, he's really getting not to the point where he's going to have the firepower to take something down. You can see he's just carefully making range checks, carefully looking at the maneuver tool. He's got to make sure he's doing this just right.
That's Mark III. Until we find out otherwise. This one, probably. If you're going, are you committed to that? Okay, so this one's gonna get bumped, right? Okay, that was bumped.
So Justin moving his CR90B. He's going to be overlapping some squadrons, but he should have managed to stay out of long range of the assault frigate, which has Bale. It's going first next turn, so he really doesn't want to trundle into that range if he doesn't have to. Just manages to stay clear of long range.
Yeah, so we just described it. This one's smart farm. Yeah, I'm going to go. They're only Rieekan.
There goes the engine techs. And again, should be just out of long range, which is exactly what Justin doesn't want and what Patrick wants. Now, Jaina's Light will be able to pop some shots, but that's not a major concern. Again, carefully checking where that assault frigate is going to be able to blast out to. He has to make sure he's avoiding Bale. Bale is going to activate on turn 3. No need to take unnecessary damage.
Careful, guys. You went on the side.
Now remember, Armada, especially as you get more and more experienced, it's lots of checking. It's not that players don't know what they want to do, but you have to have range control and speed control. And that is what Patrick is doing right now. He's not undecided on what he wants to do. He's looking for the perfect placement of where he's wanting to place his ship to go into the next round. If he trundles too close to the assault frigate, it's going to get blasted for no reason. No need to suffer unnecessary damage he doesn't have to take. So he's really being very careful on that placement. He checks range, checks where the maneuver tool is going to go. I think he's getting very close to where he's going to want that ship to go. Dave, you need to catch that and put that back in there. All right, he's got a maneuver he's going to commit to here, and we'll see if he's got the flexibility to be able to engine tech. All right, there goes the movement, and absolutely is staying out of long range.
Oh, no, you just have to.
All right, there we go, and you'll see one Corvette number 1 is peeled off the chase. On the far top left-hand corner, you'll see Justin has a regular CR90A with TRCs running on the side of the board. And Patrick has committed to one of his Corvettes, his CR90 B, to go chase after it. Now, his B can catch the A because he has engine tech, so he's speed 5 to Justin's speed 4. Now, Justin has to be really careful because if he loses that CR90 that's along the edge board, that's bad news because, again, these CR90Bs all have reinforced blast doors. So if he's able to double ram that A, blast doors the start of the next round, and then catch and double ram it again, he's going to keep his B alive while Justin loses his A. Here comes the Squadrons in the Squadron phase of round 2. Hera is doling out her commands.
Okay.
Well, I definitely get one.
Black and blue.
I think you know, man. One damage to the front. Yeah, you really do.
Alright, Justin manages to get 1 damage in on one of the Corvettes of the Squadrons. I'll be right back. I need to find a way to lift my laptop to get some air into it.
Hair attack.
So it's squadron phase now, right?
Red die up front.
And if you haven't talked.
Okay, into the left side. 1 damage. And against the left side. I'll try to make this work on the squadrons.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'll be right back.
Okay. Still take 3 damage on a rotate turn. I'll take it. Turn 3.
How many shields are on the right side?
No, all. It's full too.
Okay. So the lead CR90 has 0 shields in the front, 1 on the left, 2 on the right, 1 in the rear. Did not take any hull damage. Still has its redirect and evades. So Patrick has lost 1 CR90B. So Justin is in the lead right now.
The activation starts with Count Haven. Engineering.
So there goes Bale, activating first on the assault frigate. There we go. Found something to kind of lift my laptop up a little bit to get some airflow underneath here.
Oh, okay. Your turn.
So Bale activated. It did not have any shots, and it's moved.
I get 16 total credits, 30. So I got it set. So I get 50.
Well, now that you moved it.
Now, Patrick here, looking at where that CR90 from Justin is able to shoot out to. Now again, when you're fighting Rieekan Rambos like this, it's not enough to just focus fire on the one target at a time and blast one down, because that's what Rieekan wants. That's what he wants you to do. If you spread the damage out over multiple targets and then you pop them 2 at a time, that is what's best. So, these turns, it's not going to be enough to just focus fire down one like he did at the end of the last round, which is what Rieekan hates. He needs to start putting that damage out on 2 or 3 different targets, because these CR90Bs are not going to be using repair commands. Now, they do have blast doors. So if they don't die at the end of the round, if they're taking any hull damage, he's going to blast door them, keep them alive even longer. All right, Patrick is activating his lead CR90B. And he's definitely looking at his positioning to try to get that initial ram on that A so he can then engine tech ram it again. Now he has to be careful he doesn't get double arced here. If he gets double arced by Janus Light, that's not going to be very beneficial for him. I was just trying to find something to lift my laptop off my fans. My thing was overheating, but I found something. Yeah, I found something. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, not your fault. Thank you for checking.
You do a 4 move, and then so you do an engine deck. Yeah.
Just had a representative from Uncle's Game come and make sure everything was okay. Again, we're here at Uncle's Games in Spokane, having a fantastic time. Day 2. Again, I am going to be commentating on the top cut today, the top 4 cut. We're watching Table 2 right now. Table 1 already has a streaming system set up with the Alamo stream YouTube. But for the final game, I definitely will make sure that I am also streaming top table and commentating top table for round 3. I just chose this game because it looks like it was going to be an interesting one, and I want to watch it. GR75 activating with the Squadron command, and Justin was able to arc dodge Janus Light. He was able to do a double ram, so Janus Light is down to 2 hull. Again, Justin's job is not to really blast away at these Corvettes, it's to ram them to death. And again, Justin is on the left with the unpainted models, Patrick is on the right with the red CR90Bs. They're all CR90Bs with Rieekan engine techs and blast doors.
Yeah.
Here goes Justin. He's trying to determine the attack vector he wants for his squadrons to take.
Oh, you're out. This guy.
Yeah, it can work.
You didn't have any shots.
Right. Yeah. He makes everybody roll.
So here comes a VCX. It's moving to adjust the targeting beacon objective token to be right where he wants it to be for those oncoming CR90s. Alright, there we go. Here comes a blue die to the front of that CR90. 12 fire reroll into 1 damage. 1 damage on the front of that CR90. Now it's already taken 2 from when it rammed. He is going to opt to spend his redirect. Now he doesn't have any shields on his front. That's why Justin is targeting, forcing him to spend the redirect. And again, guys, I am actively watching the stream. If you have any comments, if you want to say anything, you have any questions about Armada or what's going on, I'm happy to type or explain. Do what I need to do. The microphone I'm using, it's got a 15-foot cord on it. So any super sensitive information, I can always step away from the players. I'm also talking really softly that for the most part, unless they're actively like looking at me, they can't really hear me. Justin moves an X-Wing position, rolls a critical damage. The redirect is now gone. Needed to avoid that critical.
Alright, and then I'm
GR75 is now moving.
I would have. Yeah.
Now, another important function of the GR75 for Justin on the left is he can try to use that to shield his assault frigate, which is off screen right now. I'll adjust the camera once the action kind of moves a little bit more over there. And if he can try to shield with that GR75, prevent those CR90s getting exactly where they need to be, that's going to help his assault frigate survive longer as well. Because at speed 3, the assault frigate, as second player, will not be able to outrun those CR90s. He used Bale. He was able to get a leapfrog ahead to stiff arm and delay Patrick for this round. But after this, Patrick is going to swiftly catch up to that assault frigate. And with those CR90s, he's able to stay in the rear arc and catch it. And he'll be able to ram it to death. Again, the whole thing for Justin to be able to pull out a win right now is time. If he's got the time to stiff arm, run away, blast away, he'll be able to pull out a win on this with his squadrons. Even if he loses both Corvettes, which is the likely outcome. So Justin needs to do all he can to keep his assault frigate alive, sacrificing his Corvettes if he needs to. CR90 B number 2 activating. Firing on the rear of Justin's other Corvette with 3 damage. Correction, 2 damage and an accuracy, so no redirect. And he's taking a face-up critical. Oof, not good. Not good. We'll see what this critical card is going to be.
I got the star one might have been still this.
He's gonna have to discard one of his evades, which not a big deal. They're not super helpful to him. If he had pulled a structural, that would have been awful.
I'll get rid of it.
And Justin, he loses the evade token. Good call. I don't think it's going to be very useful for him now. Here comes Patrick with the double ram on that CR90, and with the positioning that Patrick is going to have on Justin, even with his CR90 going speed 4 to get away, Patrick will be able to, at the start of the next round, chase that CR90 down and engine tech ram it. The thing is, it would have to be his first activation to accomplish that. But he's also not pressured to finish it. You know, with CR90s only have an engineering value of 1, it would be very difficult for them to recover hull damage. So he's not pressured to have to finish that CR90 off right away, because it won't be able to kill Patrick's B at long range. So that's a key thing, again, about activation, folks, is just because you can activate and kill another ship, is that the most optimal time to do so? Patrick, with the CR90B rams, he can not need to finish off that Corvette till round 6. Because he's not pressured to. It's only got 1 hole left after this double ram that's coming up. So it's only going to have 1 hole left. So he's not pressured to immediately finish it off, because it literally cannot escape Patrick right now. So it'll come down to activation. If he activates to just finish it off, I think that's a poor decision. He's not pressured to do that until round 6. So we'll see what his decision is later on as we progress. Again, my prognosis is the better activation is to activate other important activations before activating that 90. Because again, it flips back on Justin. If Justin activates that CR90B while he has other ships endangered, it's going to lead to his tabling. Because again, that CR90 is pretty much done for. It cannot escape a speed 5 CR90.
Alright.
All right, I'm going to go run and use the restroom here real quick. I'm going to leave the microphone set up on the table so hopefully you can hear what they're saying, and I'll be right back.
I'm going to go ahead and Ackbar 3 red dice to the front of this guy. And I get to reroll 2. And I will TRC that into a double. And basically no redirect. And you can evade this one. Take 2 in front. And I have a nav by Alright, and I'm going to go speed 4.
When you said Hondo, I thought you were going to do tokens. So Hondo. Actually, yeah. It's like this. That one's here, does he arrange to the BCX size? Yeah.
Is it my turn?
No, it's mine.
Okay, good.
So he's got a crit and 2 damage, right?
Right.
Probably not the last time it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but what's up? Oh, okay, gotcha. You're fine.
I'm always crossing. I just take my turns over now.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna speed up. And then this one, I think, is its but healing card. And grace.
Right.
Actually, I think I just grabbed my 4 tool. So I move forward instead of back. So you should move back.
Oh.
I just had the 4 in my hand and I was like,
Oh,
I
okay.
went up to 3.
Well,
sorry.
that, yeah, so you gotta. That's fine.
All right, we'll go ahead with Janus Light. This is my last op.
And I got a concentrate fire. So I'm gonna fire out.
All right, I'm back. Janus Light activating. Concentrate fire.
So it's gonna be 2 dice in the rear. I'll do the front. And well, you don't have an evade. How much damage cards you got on it?
What number is
I
that?
know. It's number 4. Again, 1 on it, right? So okay. So that would actually kill him because you don't have any regrets, right? Okay, so I'm gonna leave it as is. So crit face down. You're gonna write it in? Okay, that's fine. And then he will speed up to 4. So after that.
Turn 4.
Yeah, well, we will be on turn 4.
We're on 3 currently.
Now this guy's at 4.
Alright, let me get back to the action commentating. I was just doing some updates, checking out some things. So, with Justin's activation of Janus Light, he was able to take out that next leading CR90 B. So Patrick on the right has lost. He's all the red Corvettes. He has all CR90 Bs, engine techs, reinforced blast doors. Justin's on the left, Patrick's on the right. Justin has Admiral Ackbar, and he's got 2 CR90s and Gallant Haven Assault Frigate and a GR75. So, and he had Bale. It's turn 3. It's almost the end of turn 3. He had Bale set for 3. Bale did not have any shots on anyone. And the objective we're playing is targeting beacons, which is an objective token that allows Justin to reroll 2 die of his choice if he so desires at distance 1 to 2 from the objective token. He's used that to save himself 3 damage that otherwise would have been nothing. So very, very useful. It's Justin's game if he can stiff arm Patrick long enough to just avoid getting rammed to death. So far, if you look on there at the top right hand corner, you'll see Corvettes that are running the opposite way. So the unpainted Corvette has only 1 hole left. Patrick is under no pressure to finish it off because with an engine teching CR90, he's speed 5 to Justin's speed 4. He can finish that Corvette off at any time of his choosing. So it's really Patrick's choice for when he wants to finish it. So he's under no pressure to activate and chase it down, especially when his Rieekan flagship can also accomplish that job as well. So it's Patrick's game if he can catch up to Ackbar and finish off Janus Light and Ackbar. If he can't, he's going to lose because he's already lost 2 Corvettes. He's got to table Justin to pull out this win. All right, with the action is changing, I'm going to move the camera and readjust the angle.
Okay, I'm gonna go. This makes sense.
Oh, I see green. I was green.
Not gonna try it.
I got it for
Say again?
Again, questions, comments for anyone watching, shout them out. I am actively reading the chat. Answer any questions going on. So, Justin has all his ships have gone. Patrick just needs to finish out his movements with his CR90 Bs, and then it's on to the squadron phase. Now, Justin does have Harrison Dula, who's able to pass off Rogue to 2 other squadrons along with her rogues, and he has Rogue Squadron. So, Justin is still able to throw some squadron damage out in the squadron phase without needing squadron command. Which that really works into his benefit because he can really put some damage in and on the CR90Bs. Because again, how Justin is going to be able to accomplish the stiff arm on Patrick is if he can spread that damage out. So that way when he activates, if he can pop 2 Corvettes in an activation, that's beneficial. Because you don't want to just focus fire one. Again, Patrick has blast doors. So he can just heal that damage off if they're face down damage cards. And then Justin has to waste more time trying to kill him. So we will see what these squadrons are going to be able to accomplish. Now, with no bomber command center, the X-Wings are, hit and miss because they're red dye bombers. Hera throws a blue and a black, so she's pretty consistent on her damage.
This one's for you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You got your shoulder. That's it. My bottom command stop there. I will do one part. What are you looking for? Put it on.
So this next round is really going to be pivotal for Patrick. He's really, really got to be careful of his activation order.
Oh, randomly does that. Okay.
So he really needs to get those Corvettes set up in just the right spot. Because again, the Assault Frigate only has 6 hull. If he can get 2 CR90Bs on target, survive long enough to ram at the end of this round, right at the beginning of next round, he can table Justin. If he can't accomplish that with the next round, his Corvettes are all going to be too hurt. They're all going to blow up, and he's not going to get the table. So next round is pivotal. It is the pivotal moment. Here comes the squadron phase. We'll see what these squadrons are going to be able to accomplish. Here's Justin trying to maneuver his targeting beacons to keep on track on those CR90s.
And then Squadrons.
All right, here comes Harrison Dula, and she's passing off her activations. Rogue Squadron. Who's he gonna chase after first? Now, if I had my opinion about who he should be targeting, I really think he should be sending those squadrons after that middle Corvette. Get it weakened up. Because that rear one, I think that with rear arc fire, he should be able to bring down. But we'll see the decision he's going to make here. Justin going over the numbers in his head, deliberating what he should do. What should he target? Here comes the first maneuver. He's getting an X-Wing at distance 1. Here comes the first attack. It is 1 damage. Now that guy has 2 shields on the front. He's going to take the damage on the front, which is definitely a good call by Patrick. He's only really threatened if those X-Wings roll a double. Or a critical once the shields go down. Here comes Harrison Dula again. Excellent activation choice. Try to strip those shields off. It's going to be a blue and a black.
Black and blue into.
Yeah, doing it to the front. Here we go. 2 damage. That's exactly what he wanted. He's got to force hard choices here for Patrick. Here comes the redirect. He's moving both damage to a side hole zone, leaving 1 shield on the front. There's a shield on a side. Here comes the second X-Wing. Again, he still has Rogue Squadron after this if he can get in a critical hit with Rogue. Here comes the red die roll. To the front. 1 damage. Again, getting consistent damage. That's what you need on these CR90s. Here it comes. Last squadron activation.
Into the left side.
Left side. And he's got that critical. That's exactly what he wanted. But there still was a shield left. But now that CR90 is left with no shield. So can definitely crumple to fire on the next round. But again, there's still 2 more full health CR90s on the right there that are screaming at his fleet. Will he be able to stiff arm those CR90Bs long enough to make his escape? Will he be able to last long enough to not get rammed to death? That is the question here. Can he hold on? For Patrick, is can he avoid having his CR90s get blasted apart? Can he get his CR90s in the position that they need to take down Assault Frigate? That Assault Frigate has 6 health, so it's not going to go down in 1 turn. He's going to need 2 consistent rounds to bring that frigate down. Here we go. We're setting command dials for top of round 4. Now again, this also comes down to activation order. Now, that far frigate, if you look at the screen, very top of the screen, not the red one in the center, but more a little bit top and right, that is Justin's frigate on 1 health remaining. Now, that CR90 to the left of it that's chasing after it, he can go speed 5. So he's going to be able to catch that Corvette and take it down with a ram, which that looks like that is what he is opting to do. He's activated that Corvette first. He used reinforced blast doors to heal the 2 damage it had suffered before. Here it comes in. It's screaming in. It's activating first. It's going to eliminate Justin's activation. Now, in this situation, because of the placement of everything, that was a good choice to activate that CR90 because it eliminates Justin's activation. His other CR90s are not in any danger of being shot at, so it's going to give Patrick advantage, even more activation advantage to set up his Corvettes to further commit to ram attack. Justin is opting to activate Janus Light. Now, Patrick, again, has only lost 2 Corvettes. Justin just lost 1. So it's a 6-5 in Justin's favor so far right now. And he's got reroll of that targeting beacon. It's at distance 2. That's going to save him a damage. He got 1. He's now going to TRC 3 damage, but it is long range. So Patrick is just going to evade that damage.
You know what? No, I'm gonna take. You don't have redirect anymore, do you? Yeah. Need to burn his. Did he burn his redirect? No. No, because I still. Okay. I still did last time. All right. In that case. Yeah.
Well, regardless of what it is, Justin was fiddling with it, but it's going to get evaded, and it's 1 damage to that CR90B.
Yes. I got shields on the right side. What's that? I got shields on the right side. No.
And that 1 damage gets redirected. Now that CR90B has no more shield on the front, left, or right. Again, we're here at Uncle's Games in Spokane, Washington. It's been a fantastic day so far, nice and bright outside. People coming to the game store. It's a fantastic store. Beautiful location. It's next to a bookstore and a coffee shop. This location is amazing if you ever have a chance to come to Spokane. Our Armada community is extremely active here. Not that I'm from here. I'm from Bend. So I drove 6 hours to be here today. Well, not today, yesterday. Which, if you saw my live streaming the other day, you know that I did horribly bad. And we had uneven numbers for the day. I opted to drop out so I could do some live commentating on Top Table, because for me, it's more important that I feel that I'm commentating Top Table, seeing great gameplay for you newer players who are trying to start the game, get started in the game, hear the decisions and tactics that these players are making so that you can understand what goes into Armada.
Kind of threw this guy to the wolves. I activated out of order, and so I rammed and left that guy.
I would call that out of order. He was just
Oh yeah,
probably going to die.
right. But I just absolutely guaranteed it.
Oh, you got so fast.
But I needed to get the squadron.
Justin, again, wanting to make sure his CR90A Janus Light is not going to get in the way of his assault frigate. He's got to be able to position that Corvette in a position where it's not going to get rammed to death, but able to continue to throw that firepower out to help that assault frigate be able to survive. A lot of deliberation. Justin has to anticipate what those bees are going to do, what Patrick is going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and adjust the camera here to get the action better. Now that other Corvette is gone, I'm going to readjust the camera angle, get it more closer to what's going on in front of us. There we are. Now we can see that a little bit better.
Discord. Mm-hmm. I find it's something that Discord has become a tone thread.
Yes, absolutely it is. FFG reads both the Discord and the forums.
CR90's side of catch his.
And again, Patrick activated his Rieekan lifeboat. Through that, now it's back to Justin. Justin's do again. He's having to activate things that are not good for him. It's not beneficial because those bees are not wanting to come in range. So we'll see here where those squadrons are going to go for this activation. We'll see what he's going to target. Moving to VCX again, it's trying to keep that targeting beacon where it's going to benefit him to get those rerolls on those bees. Again, at long range with Ackbar, most rebel ships have a hard time having rerolls. So that targeting beacon is actually proving very useful. It's definitely has saved him a lot of damage from being blinks and actually turning into damage.
5 guys.
Justin made a slight error. He didn't attack with his VCX before he moved it. And Patrick, again, within his right, told him, well, unfortunately, you made a mistake, and that's your error. And that's Armada, baby. You gotta make sure you're remembering all the correct steps.
No. That's all. Other than your rear. Okay. Or just do that. I was gonna.
Because Armada is definitely a game where if you make more small errors than your opponent, it will lead to your demise. And it's important to remember everything, because everything is only going to help you, beneficial to you to make the right choices. Now, since that GR75 had that squadron command, it doesn't have a navigator. He's got a... Not that the CRBs are going to bother with that flotilla, but he doesn't want the flotilla to ram and give a CR90 B the reason to just fly up and then double ram and kill it. And then he loses one more activation, one more thing that can help him take out those bees. But he definitely wants to try to use it to shield his ships as well. Does he get the fit? He does get the fit.
Oh, I see what I do, sir. Oh, yes.
That's definitely a really good shielding position for Janus Light. But again, with Justin having a lack of activations compared to Patrick, it's going to find it very difficult to for Justin to keep that GR75 there. But it likely is going to be able to do its job to keep Patrick from ramming Janus Light.
No, I was at Speed 3, so I was at Speed 3 last I started at 1, and then I went 3.
Now again, as I was saying before, this is the pivotal round. If Patrick cannot get his CR90 set up just right, going in to the final 2 rounds to be able to get the rams on that assault frigate, he will not be able to table Justin, and Justin's going to pull out on the win. He's got to have at least 2 rounds of ramming and shooting to take out that frigate. If he can't get that, he's not going to table Justin. Justin has to do everything he can to buy time for his frigate. That means sacrificing that GR75. That means sacrificing Janus Light if he has to. Those ships need to give their lives to protect that assault frigate. If that assault frigate goes down, Justin is going to get tabled. He's going to lose, and that's not going to keep him in the running for a top cut or for a top table. See there, Patrick really taking time to measure find out and see where those corvettes are going to go. He has to do this perfectly. He has to plan this attack perfectly. No room for error. If he makes a single error, he's not going to get the tabling that he needs. There's the movement, and there is the engine text. Now, this maneuver should place him firmly only in the front arc of the assault frigate, which is obstructed. That guy is not going to be in any danger. He's not double arced. There's no squadrons near him. He is going to be able to jam up that line there. He's in a perfect spot with that Corvette. So here comes the assault frigate movement. Now, Justin really needs to find where the perfect spot is where he can put that ship. Again, because if he loses it, it's all over. And he's got to be careful. Taking the peg off the CR90 to get a better lay of where that maneuver tool is going to go. Again, totally allowed. In terms of Armada, it's a precise game with imprecise tools, and sometimes that means we gotta mark things, take things off pegs, because it's important that we're not bumping things. We don't want things to shift and move around. It is a casual, fly casual. We're all friends here, but it's important that we don't get things bumped and moved around. I have a comment here. Alexandra, this is the Armada, not golf. It's just true, but I feel like for newer players, it's important to talk about what is going on and what's happening. Yes, that's correct, Elizabeth. We are playing targeting beacons. Justin has VCXs to move those beacons around. And it has helped him be able to get quite a bit of damage on those CR90 Bs at long range. There's the assault frigate movement, and it looks like when he puts that Corvette back, it should have cleared. Here it comes. Oh yeah, plenty of room to spare. Oh, he's checking. Let's see, was that a ram? Oh no. Justin has rammed his CR90. That is not good. That is not good. Not what Justin wants. He doesn't want to ram his own ships. Not only that, it's keeping that assault frigate in a position. It's going to get jumped on by all these CR90Bs. That is not going to be good. Why is that not good? Well, these CR90Bs have engine techs. They also have reinforced blast doors, meaning if they don't get brought down at the start of the turn, they blast door, they heal their damage, and then they continue to ram. He's got Rieekan, so even if you take one out, it's just going to Rieekan. It's going to continue in its fiery self-immolation on target to take out that frigate. Yes, Elizabeth, Justin is using a custom-made assault frigate Mark II. Michael, it definitely can be a case be made that it was an intentional self-ram, but based on the board state, all three of those CR90Bs, the two that are unactivated, are going to be in positions to get where they need to be to ram that frigate to death now. By not committing to maneuver to stiff arm that far far B, that's just going to get that to where it needs to be to take out his frigate. There's going to be 3 Corvettes on target next round instead of 2. So I feel like that was not an intentional ram. I really do feel like Justin was wanting to get that frigate out of the way.
But it's and Dustin, can you guys tell me how XI7 interacts with Foresight?
XI7, it's you still can only move one shield, period.
Yeah, it's still.
Someone just had a question across the board about how Foresight and XI7s interacted, and XI7s means you can only move one shield to any adjacent hull zone. And that does override Foresight's ability. Not that that matters in this game.
I should have brought my brace.
Again, Justin, or excuse me, Patrick, wanted to make sure he's not taking any unnecessary damage to set up his kill for next round. Patrick has activation advantage. He has, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 activations to Justin's 3. Janus Light is dangerously low on health. The assault frigate has suffered 1 ram damage on the ram on Janus Light. So Patrick just needs to set and time perfectly, and he'll be able to table Justin. He's lost 2 frigates already. He's probably going to lose. He's definitely going to lose at least a third. The question is, can Justin prevent the tabling, take out 4 frigates, or even if he does get tabled, can he take out 4 frigates and not lose, as badly? So, like with anything, it's Armada, baby. We got to see what the die rolls are going to come out to be. And there's that movement. He's just checking the engine techs, where he exactly wants that. Again, Armada, all about range control, all about speed control. There's the movement. We'll see if he got double arced. Looks like it's just out. What round are you guys on again?
Well, we're about to turn 5.
You just got down to 5?
We're finishing 4 right now.
So they just finished round 4. We're getting to the squadron phase. So there's 2 more rounds. Now, guys, this was the pivotal round. And a Corvette did not die this round, which, the squadron phase, he's got to roll doubles if he wants to take this thing out. If he can do doubles, take it out before it can blast door. There it is. There's the double. Wow, what a lucky roll. So that's going to take that Corvette out. That is unfortunate for Patrick, because he needed to survive to be able to use those blast doors, and unfortunately could not survive to use the blast doors. So that increases that frigate's chances of survival. But again, there's still 2 frigates left, undamaged, screaming in. The squadron, they're not in place to be able to throw any hurt on them. Now, can those 2 frigates finish the assault frigate? VCX coming in, pop a token over. Again, it's targeting beacons. It gives a reroll of 2 die, which is what Ackbar loves at long range. Reroll those fickle red die into damage. Yeah, again, luck was in Justin's favor there, as it sometimes is with him.
Yeah, I know. That was a big deal, but still.
But still, if I had I would have had to anyway. I know you got an engineering guy, but you to just care of that. You don't have to.
That was a close 2 answer.
Players just commenting about how that was a clutch damage on that CR90. Again, if he hadn't have gotten the double, that CR90 unlikely would have gone down. He would have blast doors. He would have survived. And at that point, Justin wouldn't have been able to kill anything that Rieekan would have been able to save, and it would have committed itself into immolation on the assault frigate. With that CR90B gone now, Patrick only has 2.
That is number 2.
I hope you all have been enjoying the commentary. I do enjoy comments, feedback. Let me know if I'm talking too much, talking too little, if I'm not answering the questions you guys have. There's about a half hour left on time. Definitely at this point, we probably will see this game run to completion. Justin, choosing to activate Janus Light. Has a concentrate fire. We'll see who he chooses the target. If he'll Ackbar or not. Gonna Ackbar out the side. Long range, 4 red die. To the front of a CR90. Again, Janus Light can shoot through obstruction. 1 accuracy, 2 damage, 1 blank. Yeah, he's got the reroll of the targeting beacon. He's just deciding on what he wants to reroll. He's rerolling the accuracy and the blank into a crit TRC into double damage. 5 damage at the front of that Corvette. So it has at long range. He's going to evade the double. It's still 3 damage. He's going to redirect. So evade the double, 3 damage. He's going to put 2 damage off the side, 1 damage on the front. Otherwise, that is a healthy Corvette.
What speed these guys going?
Both of those red Corvettes are going speed 4. Janus Light able to get out of those CR90B's ability to be able to ram at the death, but I think it is double arced. Yeah, he is double arced by that CRB. It's throwing blue die, no rerolls, so we'll have to see what happens with that with Janus Light. Janus Light still has all of its shields, so that definitely is going to be beneficial in its favor. It shouldn't die to all those, 5 blue die. It will just only wipe out a shield and maybe a hull damage. So unless, I guess a structural is pulled, Janus Light should be okay. For this round anyway, Rieekan's Corvette is turning now into the fray. He wants to get in there to be able to finish off Jaina's. Again, for Patrick, he needs to be able to table Justin to pull out a win on this. He's lost 3 Corvettes now. Even with the table, and it's likely he's going to lose one more. It's definitely not going to be a very big victory in Patrick's favor, but he's got no point or no choice at this point. It's all or nothing.
Might list your service.
Right back? Sure thing.
They just got rushed up. If they close at 6, and they will have it done before then. So
Yeah, well, no worries.
yeah, we got 3 rounds. We'll be able to.
Yeah. Just someone needing a ride back to their car. It's in the shop. There's a problem with a light, and they just want to make sure it's going to be safe to drive home later. Sorry. Again, if you people have questions, comments, want to ask me anything Star Wars Armada related, wanting to know anything about the stream or what's going on, feel free to ask. I'm actively monitoring the chat, seeing what's going on. Love feedback. Justin really deliberating what he is going to activate next. So Rieekan and another Corvette off screen have already moved. Janus Light's moved. He's choosing to activate his GR75, which I agree with. I think that is the right move. You want that assault frigate to try to get shots on those Corvettes that are in front. Get them to move in closer. Although, at the same token, is that one of those CR90Bs can move in and get into the front of the assault frigate and block him. So, you know, whether that's a good choice or not, ultimately, I guess that we'll see with Justin. I don't know. You know, actually, I take that back. I think maybe activating the assault frigate first, even though he doesn't have any shots, might have been the better play. But if those two unactivated, he doesn't want to get it closer and get it rammed to death. So it's one of those things that he's gone with his gut feeling. He's activated the GR, and we'll see if that was the right call. What I brought a list yesterday for day 1. I brought a super jank Sato list. I mean, so it was 5 a.m. in the morning when I started my drive. It was a 3-hour drive, and I had another list. I had an Ackbar list, Squadron list that I was going to bring that was optimized and definitely more competitive than what I brought. I ended up bringing Sato with combat GR75s with decaps and hammerheads with decaps and ACMs, and just it's not it did not go well for me. I faced all the matchups that Sato is not good at facing, and I got pretty much my teeth kicked in. So at the start of the second day today, there was uneven number of players. I opted to commentate, watch the good players play. Again, the reason for that is not because I don't want to play, but because as a new channel like this, new players watching, I feel it's important that there's active commentating on top play. You guys are seeing the decisions being made, understanding why those decisions are being made, and seeing what is happening. But for otherwise lists I've been bringing, I mean, Squad Heavy is still dominating. Squad Heavy for either Rebels or for Imperials is where it's at, and that is not going to change until SSD comes out, Rebellion the Rim comes out. Whatever these new ships are, they're going to be announced at Gen Con. You know, so Squad Heavy is still the thing right now. So when I am wanting to be serious and play competitively, that's what I'm bringing. I've mainly been playing a lot of what Dennis won World Championships with, because I wanted to see how that list works, the intricacies of it, and it's a very good list. Remember, he won with Center Core on an Archidans. It was the command version with the engine techs, Burnson to cancel dime. He had a Quasar Fire and 2 flotillas, and he had a Saloon Raider. And with a fleet like that, with Center Core, you're able to do squadron commands from anywhere on the board, send them to Center Core. Center Core can then send them out to squadrons. And of course, the Quasar Fire it's got boosted comms. It can reach squadrons from far away. So it's just a really, stiff arm list. That list will stay at range and just pound you with squadrons. And it's good with at being able to be first player or second player. All right, now we're getting back into the action. There goes that Corvette shooting into Jaina's Light. Here we go. More damage coming out.
No, I was shooting at the side. Okay, so they had double arc on the side. Well, so I think the side shot. I don't know if your side shot.
Up some discrepancy about what can and can't be shot.
But like you had side had to go front, and front has to go side. So I'm going let's do the side. I take 2.
So gun accuracy, 2 damage, no redirect. Takes off the shields on Jaina's Light. Now here comes that CR90 B. It's going to position itself to try to block that assault frigate. The assault frigate is going speed 3. I don't know what command it has. So this is going to be a pivotal blocking maneuver here for Patrick. If he can pull this off and keep that frigate there, it's extremely likely he can finish that off at the next round. But like with all things, we'll find out. So Elizabeth, technically we don't know what is or is not being announced. Now we do know Rebellion on the Rim is on the boat, and with the time frame, it's extremely likely they're going to do an early release of Rebellion on the Rim at Gen Con, an early release sale. It won't be used at the tournament, but anyone there could likely pick up a copy. As to their in-flight report will be on July 31st, which is a Wednesday. Now, it's heavily rumored that they will be fully revealing what the 2 new ships are for Armada for the Imperials and Rebels. They've announced that these are sizable ships. The rumor is that these are both large ships for the factions. And it's also rumored they're going to fully reveal what the ships are for Clone Wars as well.
We got about 20 minutes left.
Yeah, and that's at the in-flight report for FFG. Oh, sorry, I was listening to somebody mention something to me. But yeah, FFG, I mean, if they don't announce anything at their in-flight report, that is not going to be good for the community of Armada. We need news. We haven't had news in a long time. They've dropped hints here and there, and so for the health of the game, they really need to come out swinging really, really big at Gen Con to revitalize our community, to re-encourage our community that, Armada is still a game they care about. They're still developing content for, that they're wanting to have Armada continue as a line into the next several years at least. So if they don't announce anything of importance, I will be extremely surprised, and I feel like that is really going to seriously continue to hurt their faith in the Armada community, or the faith of the Armada community in FFG. But from what I understand and from what I know, there's going to be some big announcements. There's going to be big things happening. I don't know what time on Wednesday the in-flight report starts. I believe it is 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or maybe it's 5 o'clock local time. So definitely, more towards the evening. Patrick here still taking time to position his Corvette. There's the movement. All right, now I think he's positioned it to be at medium range, so he still has his evades. And he is gonna opt to engine tech.
So for the future, when you declare an tech, you can't put the middle tool down too. So it's a fine. It's from the game. We both did stuff. So I'm just giving you a heads up.
You have to say I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, if you declare engine text, as soon as you pick the tool up, you're committed to doing a maneuver.
But at the same time, you can't put the tool up. Well, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. All right. And engineering, you need to replace the damage card.
Here comes the assault frigate. Engineering command. Healing a damage card.
Shoot you.
2 red die out the front.
And we are messing this out.
No other options to shoot at the other Corvette.
Yes.
If he gives me a token that I already have, does he get that on it? Or does it just?
Well, I mean, you can't have double the same token. So like if you already have a nav on the ship, and you take a nav, then it doesn't get taken out.
Swap out. But he doesn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, if he already has a nav, he doesn't. I mean, this is here. Yeah. Well, he can swap. You can swap. My knowledge.
Someone had a question
If he gains a
at
token,
another
he can
table.
swap out a token for whatever else. So if he wanted to, he can get rid of the token he has. Yes.
We're gonna start our second round.
We've all eaten lunch.
Right. So yeah, I guess, yeah. 2 in front.
But you can force one
For 1 damage.
Say you wanted to pay like that, like add a squadron.
Oops, sorry. There's no way I'm doing that. It makes some serious fun stuff. Okay, so we're taking that.
Never override.
Boom. That's why you take damage, you take a damage. Okay. Repair your damage later.
All right, question has been answered, and we're back to the action here. As for those of you watching, I have been selected by FFG to be the judge at Gen Con, something I am extremely excited about, very much looking forward to. All right, here comes the next activation. 2 blue into the side of Janus Light. 1 hit, 1 crit.
No, I'm just checking, make sure. Alright, and I have shield still? Okay, yeah. I'll take all of them. Well, wait, that's medium range, isn't it?
It's close.
I think it's medium range. Me. Okay, so I can make you reroll.
Evading the crit to reroll into a regular damage, no crit.
Just take my shields off.
Redirecting to the right, taking the shields off there.
How many cards?
He's at
Janus Light has 3 hull damage. No more redirect. Medium range shot on the GR75, and oof, I got the accuracy and the 2 damage to take out the GR75. That removes potential block, not that it really was in the way. Allows the CR90 B to freely maneuver. Also, it's not going to be able to command any more squadrons. But Justin does have Harris and Dula, and he does have Rogue Squadron. So the X-Wings definitely can still get Rogue, move around.
Good money after bad.
Patrick making some choices, thinking some things over about how he wants to commit his forces for the last round.
I need to get 7. I need to get 7. Oh, yes, yeah, 8. Yeah. Here's the 8. All right. He's 5. I'm not active.
These four will have road.
Just checking which squadrons have and have not activated. Pretty much the two in front there have. The rest of those on the blue have not. Again, Armada tactical game takes a lot of thinking. You really need to have a plan for your ship movements and have a plan for how you're going to engage, disengage. In this case, he's thinking about disengaging that CR90 and not committing it because he's uncertain if he'll have the potential to kill that assault frigate. He is opting to disengage, and he's going to engine tech, ram, and finish off Jaina's light. So Justin has lost 2 CR90As and a GR75, and Patrick has lost 3 CR90Bs. So with that disengagement, it means that he's not going to be able to kill the assault frigate.
Okay, so now I'm at 3.
And you're gonna yield to.
Yeah. Well, no, because you would have rammed me engine tech. I have 2 now. I'm at 3, and then he rams me twice. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so then I'm at 5, and then I'm 1 left.
One short. No matter what it is, one short.
Okay.
You killing that Corvette back there cost.
Yeah, players just deliberating about what if the assault frigate, and pretty much they have concluded that by Justin earlier, he rolled a double on an X-Wing attack that killed a Corvette, and that finished that Corvette at the very last end of the turn, and that's what has done in Patrick's attempt to take out the frigate. So he opted to disengage, killed Jaina's light, and tried to minimize any more losses. This is definitely going to be a 6-5 game. 2 damage from Harrison Dula. So if this Corvette can hang on and last through the rest of this activation, it can activate first and fly off and be safe. So CR90 has 1 shield on the front, no shields on the side. It has a redirect left, I believe. 1 shield on the rear as well. Has he taken any hull damage? Any hull damage on him? 2?
Well, no, he had 1 bump. He bumped me.
So he's got 1 hull damage as well. Again, reinforced blast doors. So he will likely heal all that down unless Justin can get face-up damage on him that he can't take off. Because again, reinforced blast doors only remove 3 face-down damage cards. So if there is any face-up damage cards, you can't get rid of them with that card. So like with all things, comes down to the die rolls. What are we going to see?
And then this one, I think we can finish this round.
But the next turn, I'm gonna run him away. That's all I'm doing.
I hear you.
I'm gonna kill him.
Because, well, what's the speed yet? I have to get my squadrons in
It
position.
doesn't matter if I jump. If I jump you or not, you're still.
If you're good with that, do I get credit for that kill? Or because I mean, I'd play it out.
I don't think. What do you got left? At least 4.
I still got 3 more.
And you're gonna pop me. Even if I jump you and run, you're gonna get a double shot out of the
Players deciding if they can or can't call the game. Justin's wanting to continue. Patrick feels like the game likely is not going to see anything else to die, but Justin wants the game to continue and see if he can get a Corvette. 1 damage to the front of the Corvette. Going to take the last shield. There's only 1 shield left on the rear of that Corvette there now.
So they'll be like kind of right here.
No other squadron can reach that Corvette, so he's going to just position his squadrons to potentially try to get that last CR.
So see how I turn one, well, can you catch it?
Is that going to be your first move?
That'll be my first.
Okay.
Patrick, start of turn 6, activating CR90, moving away from the field of battle, but didn't have any shots on the assault frigate. Assault frigate's the only thing left that can activate.
2 red dice to the front.
2 red dice going to the front now. Oof, 3 damage, starts with a double.
So that, I mean, you got no shields, right? Okay, so I'm going to ram you and then you die.
And
Okay.
he kills the CR90. So Justin has killed 4 CR90 Bs, leaves 3 left. He lost the rest of his ships, but that definitely is a solid win for Justin.
That was brutal.
I'm glad we got the tough one out of the way.
Again, this all came down to positioning from Patrick and Justin. Justin manages to get the stiff arm long enough on the Bs. Patrick not able to commit the Bs to get the ram damage he needed to finish the frigate. Just like with all things, positioning, activation order, Justin manages to get just barely where he needs to be to survive.
When you still like make you, hey, if you approach, I'm shooting you, you know, that kind of thing.
We'll get the score in here, and then I'll turn off the stream, and we'll be back for round 2 once I get that.
2 X-wing or 2 X-wing shots. I need a double to kill you. Boom, right there. That's like anything else.
Again, Justin commenting about how he got a very, very lucky double hit kill from X-Wing on the last activation on round 4, which is what more secured Justin's ability to get a win. It denied Patrick his ability to finish off that assault frigate, and it did come down to that roll. It was a very pivotal roll. Otherwise, Patrick would have tabled Justin.
So 100 and 208. 208. Yeah. You got 51, 53.
So Patrick lost 208. Justin lost 104, I think. So that's 7-4 range.
It's sorry, 104, 53 for James Light, 51 for the TRC 90. So that's 104, and then it's 27 points for this one. So 131 points you got. So 100. So
Math is hard. Stream is commenting, great game, guys. Well played.
Be honest, who do you think was going to pull off on that one?
I thought Patrick had it. To be perfectly honest, that was who my money. That's what did it. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Whoa!" The whole dynamic of this game just changed. That double is like, "Oh no!"
These are 52 each, you said?
yeah.
I thought I got 5 of them.
No, I
No.
had 3 survive.
He had 3 survive.
Rieekan,
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
and this
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
was back here, and that guy is.
Okay, so
So how many?
208.
How much? So
208 to 137.
So
It's going to be a 7-4.
So confirm 7-4 in Justin's favor. Just again, narrow victory for Justin.
Hey, man, I know you're the first one to complain about X-Wings, okay? I've never heard anybody say X-Wings are OP.
So thanks for watching the stream. Round 2 will start probably about a half hour. I think we're taking a lunch break after round 1. So I will make sure to repost the stream info on the FFG forums, on the Discord. Of course, you just keep an eye on my YouTube channel when you see that pop back up. Appreciate you guys watching. So I'm going to end it, and if you have any comments, please be sure to leave it on the video or on the community discussion part of my YouTube channel. And like always, I'll catch you guys next time.
You take it.